Journal of Keldon Zatha 98. We have recently spent a lot of time doing jobs for the people of the Gilded Vale. I've lost track of the number of times that we've been in combat. Throughout it all, I feel we have progressed to be a competent group that can deal with much of the danger out there. I am not talking dealing with dragons or anything, but just that your common threat, wolves, trolls, bandits, and yes, even shadows, no longer are nail-biting worry to see if we survive. I don't think that Afra was much helped by our efforts, simply because the potion we returned to her will at best make her feel more energetic and strong, but it will do nothing to help the soul of the child within her. Tuatanu, the blacksmith, is now able to craft and sell better quality arms and armor. It's a good thing for the locals, and for ourselves. However, he also armed Lord Raderick and his guards, so I'll have to be aware of the dangers we'll be facing when we confront him. We cleared out and found the bones of the priests in the crypt of the Eothasian temple ruins. Those people suffered being locked into their cells and starved to death. What a wonderful fate. I didn't like their religion much, but I would never condemn them to such an end. I just hope that Wyrton, who knew about their plight and did nothing, learns from his mistake. It is not for me to judge, and I have not done so. I have said that people need to be true to themselves and to me when I deal with them. It is not my business to right every wrong that I come across. Those priests died down there, and the man was deceiving me. That was not being true. Therefore, his crime came to light, and I dealt with it in what I can only hope was a fitting way. Some may have murdered him for it, others may have locked him away. That may be fine for the crime, but the man will never learn that way. He must, with his own hands, dig the graves for those priests, and he must atone for his crime inside. Making him atone for it on the outside is no example that would work for him. Speaking of atonement, there is a certain lore that needs to be visited, and soon. However, that will have to wait until I travel to Caed Nua and speak to the Watcher there. Ader has agreed to travel with me. He seems to have some questions he thought a Watcher might be able to answer. After telling Ader that I was headed for Caed Nua to see its lord, an old Watcher named Maerwald, he expressed that there were things he'd like to ask Maerwald as well. So now, we travel to Caed Nua. And hopefully, both Ader and myself will get the answers that we seek. I don't think that Ader is a Watcher. He would have obviously said something. And the way he reacts to me... Who is this? Why are you asking? Folks around here have been singing your praises lately. Caed Nua, here we come. It's about a day away. I think the Gilded Vale, especially once Lord Raderick is disposed of, will be a much better place. But maybe that would be a time for the rest of the settlers who wish to come and create a better land. Now, I don't know what to expect from this Watcher. I've gotten the information from a vision of the dead dwarven woman who was hanging. Hello? Just off to the side of the path into Caed Nua stands an imposing figure, a tall, thick-set Aumaua, clad in worn armor and peering up at the outer walls of the keep. In his hand is a small piece of charcoal, and it works feverishly in taking notes upon a small scrap of paper. More than once he has to reach up to prevent his colorful cap from falling off his head as he gazes upwards. What are you doing over there? The man looks over at you, blinking in surprise. His face splits in a wide and very toothy grin, and he waves the parchment in greeting. Killing time, if I'm honest. I've already walked the perimeter twice. There are names scratched upon some of the bricks just there. Workers and masons, I expect, carving a little immortality for themselves. He looks up the wall again, expression fond. It is a fine keep, Caed Nua, 2 centuries to its name, and abandoned for nearly as long.
But the truly interesting part is in there, and I haven't had much luck in reaching the keep itself. I hoped to find the master of this place, a man by the name of Maerwald, but it seems that he either holds his privacy most dear, or else has been devoured by his house guests.
That would be unfortunate for all of us, I suppose. I came here looking for Maerwald as well.
Oh, truly? Then perhaps we can help one another. The grounds are infested with all manner of beasts. I've never seen the like. I didn't want to risk it alone, but you seem capable. Together, I'm sure we could manage it. And then we can both ask our questions of Maerwald.
Perhaps.
I seek a great treasure, you see. Not gold or silver, but the Tanvi Oratoa. You might call it the Book of Virtues. It's a sacred text of the Rauatai, but we possess only a fragment of it. A year I've journeyed in search of the rest, and I uncovered evidence that leads me to believe the original lies just there, beneath the keep.
Then we must find it.
Excellent. Lead on, my friend, and I will be at your heels. Ah, wait. Speaking of that, I ought to warn you first. Wondrous teeth, I nearly forgot. I have, at times, been followed. It began in Adir, and in Exometal they attacked outright. I believe they do not wish for me to find what I am looking for. I say believe, but I have been told as much by one of my would-be assassins. I pay them little mind. Humorless sorts in long robes. But it's why I bought the sword, you see. And it's only fair that you should know.
You seem very calm about this.
Well, it's not as if I'm going to turn around and go home at their urging. If their previous efforts are anything to go by, we have very little to worry about.
So now, we have a very large Aumaua with us. I don't know what you can do, friend. We'll have to find out. It kind of bothers me that this place is full of beasts. I came here just to expect a man that would be forthcoming with information.
Looks like
that
this
could help
place has been abandoned for years.
What is this, a stage? They had...
There's
There's a shadow over there. Well, we've dealt with them many times before. There's a few of them. Phantom. Okay, let us get back into our usual...
Yeah.
How may I help?
Stand still! What?
Almost.
One is down already.
Almost.
Kill the Phantom.
Yes?
Let's have it out! Take him down.
Aye?
What? Not even slowing it down! Let's burn this away!
Phantom's
Sure.
Well, a few scrapes for Adair, but he's alright. What's this? One side of this pillar is graven with hundreds of whorls and ridges, even a layer under grime and moss. The Adra gleams. A home inside walls. Interesting. This trapdoor has been battered by the elements. Tugging on the rusted handle only produces a heavy rattling. I don't know what it is, but it's a living flame. There's a couple of them.
Huh?
How may I help?
One of the flames is extinguished already. Both of them are. That was quick. Primal flame. As I said, I do feel that we have come into our own. And we'll follow along the walls. What is this? A wisp. We've dealt with these before.
Curses! Leave it to me!
What is
Leave
that?
our village! We've done nothing to you!
You guys seeing this?
You can't do this!
Spectral smoke churns all around you. At first you can see nothing except the haze, but gradually you make out the wizened, hunched shape of an old elven man. His face and bone-thin arms are smeared with paint. You can't do this, he shakes his head, spitting the words at you. Do what?
This is our village! Our home! The Nine Claws have lived here almost 50 generations. We were here long before your kind brought war to our lands. You can't just burn it all! Have mercy, soldier! Our warriors have all gone! You can't burn us all because of them!
He reaches out to you and opens his mouth to say something, but all that emerges is a series of violent coughs. He falls to his knees, choking on the thickening smoke. Flames overtake the vision as you back away. I suppose that they haven't. Is this the way in? Well,
Brave
wait.
Yes?
Ah, so Kana says that he can actually triage our wounds at the end. Oh, interesting.
Hey. Of course.
A chanter, he sings while we work. While we fight. His singing obviously brings benefits to us. This is full of ruins. Lizard skins, knuckle bones, and teeth of various sizes lie among the weeds.
Brave
I guess I'm gonna have to get used to that singing.
Curses!
More spirits, wisp. Ah, there's several of them. Okay. Target the
Aye?
shadow. They've taken control of Aloth. Kill this thing. Aloth.
How may I help?
Aloth has fallen. Not the first time. Shadow's gone.
Stand still!
Aloth, you go down too often.
On your word.
If you wouldn't mind performing triage on him.
This isn't working!
It did a bit. He's not as bad as he was. Tangled wires and broken gears litter these wooden boxes.
Sure.
Shadow essence. Another shadow.
Brave
Huh? Almost.
I missed. Aloth, just get
Yeah.
out of there.
Yeah. Sure.
Frayed lengths of rope and a few flint chips are scattered across his workbench. Our party size is getting large. Only weeds grow in this dusty patch. Is this the start of a maze?
Brave
Another will-o-wisp. Okay, so we've got a bit of a fight
Yes?
in our hands here. He's turned me against my fellows. It's the wisp that's doing that.
What? Pulling it down.
Again, hit them again. Idrit has taken a few injuries. Wouldn't want to have to rest just because of that. Now, as for this, the hedge grows in shaggy heaps shot through with weeds and tall grasses. Looks like we can enter over here. It's like the manor house. But it's not too large. I see nothing so far. Interesting, but there's nothing here. Oh, there's a doorway over here. But then there's a path up here. Let's see. Rats skitter among the broken stairs.
Shh. Yeah.
The sour odor of rancid grain and spoiled fruit permeate the air. Dust and rusted utensils cover the countertop.
Huh?
The shelves creak under the books. Many of the covers are mottled with mildew. How long has it been since this place was actually looked after? Cobwebs bind the remains of a broken alembic and cracked mortar and various shattered bottles and vials to the table.
Nice and slow.
So there was an alchemist here. This room was used
Hey,
for alchemy.
all right then. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing that I can see. Bit of a waste of time coming in here. I think at one point this was a very beautiful place, but no longer. It's fallen into disrepair and full of spirits and will-o'-the-wisps and other odd creatures. The only place left is here. Let's see if we can go inside. Let's just hope that this person we seek is also not a spirit.
Clearly of Adiran make. They like their archways.
Phantom, shadow. Alright. Let's just hope there's a few of them. Kill the phantom first. Two phantoms.
Yes?
Four phantoms. Alright.
How may I help?
What? What?
The phantoms are attacking you back. Kill it.
Down.
It's done.
Hey,
Phantom's gone.
What?
How may I
Aloth,
help?
get out of there.
Not even slowing it down!
He's really hurt.
Not even slowing it down!
That was a great heal that you did there.
What?
Durance. Absolutely fantastic. You saved the group. I'm very impressed. The gray and brown pelts of mice flit between the boards. Aloth and Ader are both hurt.
On your word.
And there's no more triage that can be performed on them. As you come to the end of the Great Hall, you perceive an inviting warmth radiating from a grand throne wrought out of marble, its masterful artistry out of place amidst the castle's more practical stonework. The veiled face of a woman is carved above the throne's backing, watching over the room with hollowed eyes. As you approach, you feel the warmth fluctuate as though stirring. A voice rings out from the carving, permeating the fortress through stone and air. Another watcher
in Caed Nua, glowing very brightly indeed to these eyes. What strange happenstance.
You know what I am.
One could hardly mistake it. You're burning like a candle. Of course, I also know what to look for. In any case, I assume you're here looking for Maerwald?
Are you imprisoned in that throne?
Imprisoned? At times it feels that way, I suppose. But it's more that I reside here. The throne was brought up from the ruins. One of the first things they found. As a last favor to a dying woman, the Earl arranged for me to be moved into it. Audra is an accommodating vessel for a soul.
Interesting.
Oh, it's not as confining as it seems. I can feel the whole keep from here, and all things that are tied to it. There's something about this throne and its construction. Or maybe it's something about this place.
Tell me more about Maerwald.
He was a great man. He came here one day, young with long hair and polished armor, and he banished the dark things that had come to lurk in this place after centuries of neglect. He could see the beauty of this place, the way it had been, so he claimed it for his own when no one else would take it. We worked together to restore it. But he began to grow distant some time ago. He never told me why. He retreated deeper and deeper into the keep, never leaving, sending servants for food, hiding himself from my sight. The restoration stopped. Now, to look at the place, you'd never know the progress we'd made. In most places, it's worse than it ever was. And all I can do is watch it crumble around me.
Sad fate. Any idea where I can find Maerwald?
I can feel his presence faintly somewhere deeper inside the keep. But he uses his gifts to confound me, and my senses are dulled while he does so. I only wish I could know his mind.
Farewell.
Take care in your search. Many dangers lie in wait here.
I've met them. Does this lead outside over there? Here? We will have to rest soon. Aloth is in no position to fight.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is not very quiet.
Nothing. What is this door down here? Does this lead down? Anyways, this door opened. Let's go and inspect it.
There's my little soldier. Been out playing soldier again, have we? Go wash up and come help me shuck these peas.
As you draw nearer, the apparition in front of you resolves into an elven woman. Her stringy hair is tied back, and she tugs at the loose thread on her apron. There's a distant, hollow look in her eyes until she notices you. A frail smile descends like a veil over her face. She turns from you long enough to produce a basket that, like her, is shimmering and semi-transparent. And no complaints. You've got to eat your vegetables if you want to grow up strong and be a real soldier one day. Just like we agreed, right? She watches you out of the corner of her eye. Say nothing. Soldiers are important.
Soldiers are important people. They defend the weak and punish the wicked. You're too young to understand now, but there are lots of wicked people. People like the man who murdered your father.
She crushes another husk between finger and thumb. Remind me what happened to, my father.
Before you were born, the Glanfathans attacked settlers like us. They said we'd knocked over some of their special Adra rocks. That's why they call it the Broken Stone War. They got very angry, and so they came into our villages and killed many people. Your father was one of them.
He was one of the people the Glanfathans killed. That's what I said. Her voice is low and hoarse, and her hand is frozen over the basket. Something dark and empty clouds her eyes. She drops
That's why you'll be a soldier one day. To protect and to avenge. Why don't you go back out and play? I'll finish up here.
Interesting.
Yeah.
These Glanfathans, they're worse. They're about 1,000 times worse than the Aethosians. Silver trails of slugs gleam inside the barrels, but then
Sure.
Aethosians is a religious group where Glanfathans are a culture, ethnic group. We have spiders here. We're gonna need to rest after this. A whole lot of spiders.
How may I help?
A lot of spiders, my gosh. Well, these ones aren't coming.
Hey.
That's it!
A lot of spiders. Okay.
How may I help?
Hey.
Focus fire on this one. The poison isn't helping. Kill them. Ah, another large one.
How may I help?
What? That's it! Not even slowing it!
What can I do?
Down!
It's dead. And we are hurt. We can no longer continue on. We need to
Following
go
your
rest.
lead.
There's no way we can
Yes?
continue on here.
Yeah.
And that'll have to wait for the next time.